Hi ladies, this is my do's and don'ts, tips and tricks for water marble. The things that you will need. Now I use these Dixie cups because they're small and you waste less polish. If you use a big cup, you need more polish for it to spread out and fill the cup. This is pretty small. That's what I get. I think those are those little water cups that are used in machines. I buy a huge pack of those out of Costco. It's about $10 and I've never ran out yet. I've only had to buy one pack. Q-tips, I buy those in packs of 3 from Costco. And electrical tape, it's good and stretchy. So you can kind of stretch it round your fingers, any colour, because you're only using it to protect your cuticles and fingers from mess. Toothpicks, a needle, a pin, anything long, sharp and pointy. Protect your surfaces with kitchen paper and something underneath the kitchen paper. I use a magazine. Polish soaks through kitchen paper quite easily, so I've got a magazine underneath this. So you've got your Dixie cup, you've got your Q-tips, you've got your toothpicks, your protective tape, water. This was a bottle of distilled water that I bought. I used it all up. Now I boil up a huge pan of water and I refill that, and I leave that at room temperature and fill it really high right at the top, because you don't want to have to put your nail far down in the cup, because you'll touch it on the sides when you're taking it out and you'll ruin your water marble. You will need a clean-up brush. You'll notice this one is kind of thin and flat. I use this one all the time. It was a cheap one out of a set out of eBay, and I think it was probably about $3. You know how much those Chinese people charge for like 80 things in a set for about $4. And these little dapping dishes that nail technicians use to put their liquid, I don't know what the liquid is, but they use these. I use them for acetone. I've got 2. And I try and keep one with like clean acetone in, and one that gets really dirty from dipping the brush in and out. And I have my bottle of acetone handy to keep refilling it, because you do go through a lot. And your selection of polishes. Now I've got a lot of polishes here. Some of them work and some of them don't. That's why I'm showing you this, what does work and what doesn't. So I've got glitter and I've got oily and I've got ones that I know don't work. This is just kind of experimental. Alright, these American Apparel, right, they're all really thin and runny and they work really well. Spread on the water awesomely. We like that. That works. If you're catching this, okay, so you can see that that spreads. That's a nice spread. It's uniform, it's spread out. Now I'm going to wreck it and put something in the middle that I don't think is going to work. It actually might work because this is new and I haven't used it before, but it's a textured polish with like glitters in, and it's kind of thick. See, I can't even get it to drip. So if I did get it to drip, I don't think it's going to spread. No, you can see it doesn't even work before I get it out of the bottle. Alright, here's another one I'll try that I've never had any success with, is clean colour. It's too thick. Precisely why it works well for stamping. See? If you try and persevere with that, you're going to end up with a mess on your nail. Clean colour is out for water marbling. Let's get rid of that. I think it would be really fun, right, to do your water marble on the top of the water and let the rings spread out, and then do your lines in it and leave it to dry on the water and take them out and make them into window clings. Alright, my go-to water marbling brand is always Orly, because I have success with it all the time. In very few instances, this one here has a really subtle kind of a shimmer in it, and it does not spread too well. It's called a blaze. And this one is Star Spangled. This is kind of glittery. It spreads. Right, but you see, the thing with these different kinds of polishes, if I'm mixing creams and glitters, they dry at different rates. Alright, this is totally making a layer out of me. They are spreading really well. Alright, it's starting to stay in the middle now because the polish is drying at different rates. Right, now don't breathe through your nose over the top of the water, because you're drying the polish even quicker. Now usually the polish tears when I try and do this. This would actually work, wouldn't it? Go on and make a layer out of me, Ollie. There you go. That's what happens. The polish tears. It's drying at different rates. This red is still wet. This sparkly red has dried already. Disastrous. You'll end up with maybe one good nail, and the rest you'll be cursing like you can't get it to work. So I know that I need to use polishes that dry at similar rates. These three don't, because that's glittery and that's glittery. Maybe I could get one of them to work, but I think I'm not going to take the chance, because water marbling is so awkward anyway. So this one here, Orly Hot Red, a cream red, that works. We know we're safe with that. If we tried to mix these three, the two American Apparel and the Orly together, they may work because they may dry at similar rates. Let's try that. There's a chance it mightn't, but you'll know by the way it spreads on the water. If you're getting nice uniform rings. And if you wait till it's spread before you put your next drop on, your rings should be more uniform. You won't get deformed ovals. And you can tap the cup. That helps it to spread. It actually looks like it might have been a really nice water marble. It's a shame I'm not doing my nails. I'm just doing a test video. Tips and tricks, if you will. The real test of this is going to come when I try and do the lines. I'd like to have had it spread out more, but if our lines in this are successful, you might get 10 good nails out of it. That might work. So Orly in American Apparel, creams seem to dry at similar rates. Now if I was really trying to do a water marble, I would have persevered with that one. Right, I've got some examples here of ones that I am positive won't work, but it'll be fun to watch, because that's what we're doing. We're having fun and seeing which brands work. These work. I've always had success with Sally Hansen, Hard as Nails, and the Extreme Way creams. Sometimes even the shimmers work. And obviously when you've dipped your nail in it, you want to make sure that there's no polish left on the top of that water that will destroy the nail. And I'll explain what I mean when I get some more on the top of this water. See, that works. It spreads. Now here's the Sally Hansen Insta Dry. They work brilliantly for stamping because it's nice and thick. It's deeply pigmented because it's meant to be a 1-coat polish. This is a Colour Club, kind of a glittery micro glitter. Colour Club, I have had success with them, but I don't think I'm going to this time because I'm mixing colours and textures. That orange is drying faster than the rest. It is spreading, and so you can kind of persevere with that and see how your toothpick draws through the water. Right, that's actually not too bad. Try inward. It's like lips, isn't it? Alright, my outer red ring is drying. The red ring on the outside is known as the anchor. Some people actually like to draw it to the side and attach it. I don't normally do that. I wouldn't put this as a water marble on my nail because the lines aren't crisp, right? I like my lines to be really crisp. I use a bottle. I'll just dip the bottle in and get rid of that. It looks nice on a bottle, doesn't it? Alright, so you've dipped your nail in and there's the remaining polish on the water and you want to get your nail out. You need to remove this because that will hang onto your nail, drape over the design and wreck it. So you have your nail dipped in the water, you leave the nail underneath the water and blow. While the nail is still in the water, do this around the nail. You don't want to ruin that design that you've worked so hard to get. Obviously, I'll put some more glitter polishes here, which I'll try, seeing as I went to the trouble of digging them all out. The green one. It is spreading, but kind of slowly. You might get it to work in combination with other polishes, but not two glitters together. Right, that's your kind of regular glitter polish. It's a hard candy. And what is this? Another hard candy. I've never even tried these. The bottle's never been opened. That's not going to be successful to try and put on your nail. So if these are the problems that you're having in the water, don't persevere with it. Blow it dry. And if it's dry enough, the whole thing should come off in one lump. And start with something that you know works. And I think a lot of the thing with water marbling is just figuring out which polishes do work and don't. And often some that do work won't work in conjunction with another polish. So as I said before, this and this might not work together because they dry at separate different rates. See how it's really important to protect your surfaces? I've ruined my husband's desk with acetone. See, that is not working with this. It's not spreading fast enough, and I wouldn't persevere with that. So anyway, once you've done your nail, if you haven't used tape, you've got polish up to here. When it's wet, your acetone and your Q-tips, take it all off. And be careful, because you might slip. I've done that before many times. Slip down the nail with your acetone and wipe a whole streak in it. And then your clean-up brush for going around those cuticles in there and get that clean, crisp line we all adore. Is there anything I haven't covered? I don't think there is, ladies, but mainly my go-to brands: Aldi, OPI, Sally Hansen, Extreme Wear and Hardest Nails, American Apparel. And they mostly work in conjunction with each other. They seem to have similar drying rates, and where possible use brand new polish. If it's not brand new, if it's thick, you can get it thin by your bottle of thinner that you can get from Sally's or on the internet. It's pretty cheap, it's actually invaluable and prolongs the life of polish and makes it water marble-ish. Also holographic polishes, some are perfectly able to be water marbled with. You might need to add a few drops of thinner to get them to spread well, but they do water marble, and they look fabulous when you mix a water marble of a holographic polish and a cream polish in the same kind of palette. So I hope that's helpful, ladies, because I do see a lot of questions being asked, and I hope I've addressed most of them, and if I haven't, I'm sure you'll tell me. Thanks for watching.